You are entering a zone where religion is banished. Talk of Jesus, theories, scripture, and the esoteric is the forefront. Can you handle it? Alright, welcome everyone. Tonight we are going and resuming through Jubilees. Don't forget to like, share this thing out, subscribe. Excuse me while I'll go ahead and share this thing out to a few groups that I'm a part of. Mute that. Alright, I hope everyone's week went well and I actually hope everyone has a good, eventful weekend planned. I will be doing a offline podcast with a friend of mine tomorrow, and so I will upload that once that is ready. I'll start off in just a second. Again, like, subscribe, share this thing out. If you're interested in supporting this, head over to patreon.com/thegothicmystic. I'll probably be working on the website a little bit this weekend since I was out of state last weekend. I think that's what I need right there. Can't find anything else. There we go. There, right. Alrighty. Actually, let me go and do that so I can actually reply to anyone who wants to say anything, since my computer cannot do Facebook and stream at the same time. Let's do this and bring that down a bit. Alright, there we go. Alright, again, we're going to be resuming Jubilees. We're going to be reading Chapter 21 and 22. If you're wanting to read this for yourself and or just want to read along, in the description is the link for Amazon to go and buy that specific book, or you can buy whatever other book you want to. And yeah, so I will just jump right into it. Chapter 21. And in the 6th year of the 7th week of this Jubilee, Abraham called Isaac his son, and commanded him, saying, I am becoming old, and know not the day of my death. And I am full of my days, and behold, I am 175 years old, and throughout all my days of my life I have remembered the Lord, and sought with all my heart to do his will, and to walk uprightly in all his ways. My soul has hated idols, given my heart and spirit, that I might observe to do the will of him who created me. For he is a living God, and he is holy and faithful, and he is righteous above all. And there is with him no accepting of men's persons, and no accepting of gifts. For God is righteous, and executeth judgment on all those who transgress his commandments, and despise his covenant. And do thou, my son, observe his commandments and ordinances and his judgments, and walk not after the abominations, and after the graven images, and after the molten images, and eat no blood at all of animals or cattle, or any other bird which flies in the heaven. And if thou dost slay a victim as an acceptable peace offering, slay ye it, and pour out its blood upon the altar, and all the fat of the altar offer on the altar with fine flour, and the meat offered mingled with oil, with its drink offering, offer all together on the altar of burnt offering. It is a sweet savor before the Lord. And thou wilt offer the fat of the sacrifice of thank offering on the fire which is upon the altar, and the fat which is on the belly, and all the fat on the inwards of the kidneys, and all the fat that page turn is upon them, and upon the loins and liver thou shalt remove together with the kidneys, and offer all these for a sweet savor acceptable before the Lord, with its meat offering and its drink offering for a sweet savor, the bread of the offering unto the Lord, and eat its meat on that day and on the second day, and let not the sun on the second day go down till it is eaten. And let nothing be left over for the third day, for it is not acceptable for it not to be approved. And let it no longer be eaten. And oh, I forgot to do something. Might actually help to actually bring up the chat. There. That might help a little bit helpful. Alright, bring that up real quick. Hopefully I didn't lose my spot. Also, I forgot to mention, the book is the Book of Jubilees, translated by R.H. Charles, for those who are on the stream. That's the book. Again, link is in the description. There we go. Alright. And let it no longer be eaten, and all who eat thereof will bring sin upon themselves. For this I have found it written in the books of my forefathers, and in the words of Enoch, and the words of Noah, and all thy oblations thou shalt strew salt, and let not the salt of the covenant be lacking in all thy oblations before the Lord. And as regards the wood of the sacrifices, beware lest thou bring other wood for the offering in addition to these: cypress, bay, almond, fir, pine, cedar, savin, fig, olive, myrrh, laurel, aspalathus, never heard of that one before. And of these kinds of wood lay upon the altar under the sacrifice. Such as these have been tested as to the appearance, and do not lay thereon any split or dark wood, but hard and clean, without fault, a sound and new growth. And do not lay thereon any wood, for its fragrance is gone, for there is no longer fragrance as it or in it as before. Besides these kinds of wood there is none other than thou shalt place on the altar, for the fragrance is dispersed, and the smell of its fragrance goes not up to heaven. Observe this commandment and do it, my son, thou mayest be upright in all thy deeds, and at all times be clean in thy body, and wash thyself with water before thou approachest to offer on the altar, and wash thy hands and thy feet before you drawest near to the altar. And when thou art done sacrificing, wash again thy hands and thy feet, and let no blood appear upon nor upon your clothes. Be on thy guard, my son, against blood. Be on thy guard exceedingly, cover it with dust. And do not eat any blood, for it is the soul. Eat no blood whatsoever, and take no gifts from the blood of man, lest it be shed with impunity without judgment. For it is the blood that is shed that causes the earth to sin, and the earth cannot be cleansed from the blood of man, save the blood of him who shed it. And take no present or gift from the blood of man, blood for blood, that thou mayest be accepted before the Lord, the Most High God, for he is the defense of the good, and thou mayest be preserved from all evil, and that he may save thee from every kind of death. I see, my son, that all the works of the children of men are evil and wickedness, and all their deeds are uncleanness and an abomination and a pollution, and there is no righteousness within them. Beware lest thou shouldest walk in their ways, and tread in their path, and sin a sin unto death before the Most High God. Else he will hide his face from thee, and give thee back into the hands of thy transgression, and root thee out of the land, and thy seed likewise from under heaven, and thy seed and thy seed shall, and thy name and thy seed shall perish from the whole earth. Turn away from all their deeds and all their uncleanness, and observe the ordinance of the Most High God, and do his will, and be upright in all things. And he will bless thee in all thy deeds, and will raise up from thee a plant of righteousness through all the earth, throughout all generations of the earth. And thy name shall not be forgotten under heaven forever. Go, my son, in peace. May the Most High God, my God and thy God, strengthen thee to do his will, and may he bless all thy seed and the residue of thy seed for the generations forever with all righteous blessings, that thou mayest be blessing on all earth. And he went out from him rejoicing. Chapter 22. And it came to pass in the first week of the 44th Jubilee, in the second year, that is, the year in which Abraham died, that Isaac and Ishmael came from the well of the oath to celebrate the Feast of Weeks, that is, the feast of the first fruits of the harvest, to Abraham their father. And Abraham rejoiced because his two sons had come. For Isaac had many possessions in Beersheba, and Isaac was wont to go and see his possessions, and to return to his father. And in those days Ishmael came to his father, and they came together, and Isaac offered a sacrifice for a burnt offering, and presented it on the altar of his father, which he had made in Hebron. And he offered a thank offering, and made a feast of joy before Ishmael his brother. And Rebekah made new cakes from the new grain, and gave them to Jacob her son to take them to Abraham his father, from the first fruits of the land, that he might eat and bless the Creator of all things before he died. And Isaac too sent by the hand of Jacob to Abraham a best thank offering, and he might eat and drink, and he ate and drank, and blessed the Most High God, who hath created heaven and earth, who hath made all the fat things of the earth, and given them to the children of man, that they might eat and drink and bless their Creator. And now I give thanks to thee, my God, because thou hast caused me to see this day. Behold, I am 160 years, an old man and full of days, and all my days have been unto me peace. The sword of the adversary has not overcome me, in all that thou hast given me and my children all the days of my life unto this day. My God, and thy mercy and thy peace be upon thy servant, and upon the seeds of his sons, that they may be to thee a chosen nation, and an inheritance from among all the nations of the earth, from henceforth into all the days of the generations of the earth, unto all ages. And he called Jacob, and said, My son Jacob, may the God of all bless thee and strengthen thee to do righteousness in his will before him, and may he choose thee and thy seed, that ye may become a people of his inheritance according to his will always. And do thou, my son Jacob, draw near and kiss me on. And he drew near and kissed him, and he said, Blessed be my son Jacob, and all the sons of God Most High into all the ages. May God give unto thee a seed of righteousness, and some of thy sons may he sanctify in the midst of the whole earth. May nations serve thee, and all the nations bow themselves before thy seed. Be strong in the presence of men, and exercise authority over all the seed of Seth, Then thy ways and the ways of thy sons will be justified, so that they shall become a holy nation. May the Most High God give all the blessings therewith he has blessed me, and wherewith he blessed Noah and Adam. May they rest on the sacred head of thy seed from generation to generation forever. And may he cleanse thee from all righteousness and impurity, that thou mayst be forgiven all the transgressions which thou hast committed ignorantly. And may he strengthen thee and bless thee, and mayest thou inherit the whole earth. And may he renew his covenant with thee, that thou mayst be to him a nation for his inheritance for all the ages, that he may be to thee and to thy seed a God in truth and righteousness throughout all the days of the earth. And thou do, my son Jacob, remember my words, and observe the commandments of Abraham thy father. Separate thyself from the nations, and eat not with them, and do not according to their words, and become not their associate. For their works are unclean, and all their ways are pollution, and an abomination and uncleanness. They offer their sacrifices to the dead, and they worship evil spirits. For they eat over the graves, and all their works are vanity and nothingness. They have no heart to understand, and their eyes do not see what their works are, and how they err in saying to a piece of wood, Thou art my God, and to a stone, Thou art my Lord, and Thou art my deliverer, and they have no heart. And as for thee, my son Jacob, may the Most High God help thee, and the God of heaven bless thee, and remove thee from their uncleanness and from all their error. Be thou ware, my son Jacob, of taking a wife from any seed of the daughters of Canaan, for all his seed is to be rooted out of the earth. For owing to the transgression of Ham, Canaan erred, and all his seed shall be destroyed from off the earth, and all the residue thereof. And none springing from him shall be saved on the day of judgment. And as for all the worshippers of idols and the profane, there shall be no hope for them in the land of the living, and there shall be no remembrance of them on the earth. And they shall descend into Sheol, and into the place of condemnation shall they go. And as the children of Sodom were taken away from the earth, so will all those who worship idols be taken away. Fear not, my son Jacob, and may not be dismayed, O son of Abraham. May the Most High God preserve thee from destruction, and from all the paths of error may he deliver thee. This house have I built for myself, that I might put my name upon it in the earth, and it is given to thee and to thy seed forever, and it will be named the house of Abraham. It is given to thee and to thy seed forever. For thou wilt build my house and establish my name before God forever. Thy seed and thy name will stand throughout all generations of the earth. And he ceased commanding them and blessing him. And the two lay together on one bed, and Jacob slept in the bosom of Abraham, his father's father, and he kissed him 7 times, and his affection and his heart rejoiced over him. And he blessed him with all his heart, and said, The Most High God, the God of all, and Creator of all, who brought me forth from Ur of the Chaldees, that he might give me this land to inherit it forever, that I might establish a holy seed. Blessed be the Most High forever. And he blessed Jacob, and said, My son, over whom with all my heart and affection I rejoice. May thy grace and thy mercy be lift up upon him and upon his seed always, and do not forsake him, nor set him on naught from henceforth unto the days of eternity. And may thine eyes be open upon him and upon his seed, that thou mayst preserve him and bless him, and may sanctify him as a nation for thine inheritance. And bless him with all thy blessings from henceforth unto all the days of eternity, and renew thy covenant and thy grace with him, and with his seed according to thy good pleasure, unto all the generations of the earth. And that gets us to chapter 23, where we will resume next week. I'm interested to see if y'all are actually liking the shorter versions of me reading through Jubilee, or if y'all would prefer me reading more in the book. So if you for those who are watching or will watch later on, feel free to comment. That way I can know what y'all like more, if it's shorter is the better, or if it's longer that y'all prefer. But yep, I hope y'all have a good weekend. Again, don't forget to like, share this thing out, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and if y'all are interested in supporting this, head over to patreon.com/thegothicmystic. And until next time, hope everyone has a good weekend. Stay safe.